Good afternoon and welcome to this week's edition of Homepage, your computer and internet show. I'm David Onley and we welcome again our viewers all across Canada now watching us on Canadian Learning Television. Thanks for joining us. And we look forward to hearing from all of you. Our numbers work all across Canada, so give us a call right now with any of your computer or internet questions. Coming up on today's edition of Homepage, giving new life to your old computer, how you can recycle and retrain, designing a high-tech space to work and live in, and Canadian students battle for top honors at the first Canadian robotics competition. And be sure to call us with your questions and comments, as our resident computer expert, Jim Sanderson, will be joining us later in the program. And today, we're giving away several copies of TaxWiz to the best callers, along with some fleecy TaxWiz vests. You can do your taxes and get it all sent in just like that. So by all means, give us a call right now. But first, imagine that your company's website has been hacked, and then you find out all of your data is being held for ransom by organized crime. Sounds like fiction, maybe like a high-tech version of Ocean's 11. Well, it has happened, and our next guest has some of the answers and how they solved the problem. Bill Margison returns from CBL Data Recovery. Bill, great to have you back.
Great to be back.
Lots of amazing stories. Every time CBL Data Recovery comes on, there's always another one. Ocean's 11, was the heist of the casino. But tell us, 5 weeks ago, the call came in, where from, and what was the problem?
Well, we got a call on a Thursday afternoon from a company we'd done a little work for in the past, and this is an internet casino host. It turns out it's the mothership. They host all kinds of other casino companies' business. On 5 of their secret servers, they have tight security. And what had happened, some Russian hackers had managed to break in using some Trojan technology, commandeered the 5 servers, and encrypted them all, holding them for ransom.
Whoa. So everything was intact, but the content was hijacked.
That's correct.
So they called you.
They called us. They asked, well, what could we do? And we said, we're a lab-based service. Send everything to the lab. They didn't know what they were going to do. And they didn't call back till Saturday. Saturday, they called in a frenzy because they had paid the ransom. The hackers had, in fact, released the machines, unencrypted the machines, except for one little problem. The prime server that had a 60-gigabyte database containing all the visas, when they went to look for this database, it had gone. What we found was, on reflection, that during the encryption process, the software tried to make a large temp file to do its work, and the hackers failed to realize the disk drive storage space wasn't big enough to hold the data and the encryption at the same time, so it all blew up.
So what did you do?
Well, we told them bring it to the lab, and they did immediately. And a gentleman flew up from Costa Rica, a very awkward route around America, and arrived on a Sunday. And we began our investigation, and we almost gave up on Tuesday. But we got some help from all of the CBLers around the world. And
now you should tell us that CBL is more than just here in the Greater Toronto area. You have a variety of offices right across the world.
Yes, we have 11 labs in 9 countries now.
Wow.
And our man in San Diego got an idea. He actually, it's curious, he shared that with our guy in England, Newcastle. And then, of course, the real resolution notion was born. And by Wednesday morning, we had proven something could be done.
Right.
By Wednesday afternoon, we had data. By Friday, the client was back and all the casinos were up and running again.
Wow. Was it one of your toughest cases to crack?
It really was. Normally we see RAID arrays and so on that have broken for one reason or another, and then there's been an attempt to fix it. We call it's been stomped on.
Yeah.
This particular one, there are 11 significant problems, some of which was of course the hackers' activity to encrypt, and some of the activity was the hackers trying to get the data back on behalf of their hostage.
Let's just mention your website right now, www.cbltech.ca, for people to go to if they want further information. But your headline says it best: when you need data recovery now, you need the best. I mean, this is the notion that if it's been stored on a computer, almost whatever has happened to it, you should be able to get it off.
That's right. The data is almost always there, but the path to the data has been obscured for physical or software reasons. And what we do is we usually go around the problem and get it our way.
We like to wrap up every visit that you have with us with a tip. So in the minute that we've got left, what's the tip for the month of March?
We encourage 13 backups. You need to do a backup for every month, a month-end backup. And then you need to make a very special backup called a disaster prevention backup. Let's say your computer is stolen.
Right.
And you're a small business. You would lose everything if you didn't have this disaster response backup, which would enable you to restore all your applications, your operating system to a new computer.
Every month?
Every month.
Do everything?
All you need to do is your data. Your applications, operating system will be on that disaster backup.
Wow. Valuable advice, Bill. It's always great to have you on because there's always a fantastic story to tell, and who knows what next month will bring.
Okay.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
We've been talking with Bill Margison from CBL Data Recovery. Remember, homepage is interactive. We'll be answering your questions a little bit later in the show. We're giving away a couple of copies of TaxWiz to the people with the questions picked at random by our judges. Here's how to reach us by email. It's homepage at pulse24.com. By phone, 416-872-CP24, and long distance all across Canada, 1-888-863-CP24.